Razva после пяти, мама, папа, прости, я сошла с ума. Раз, два, после пяти, mama, papa, прости. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, daCAT, Shiro update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome. Oh God, I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. That was Tattoo with Yasa Swasama. Anyway, we do have a bit to go over today because yesterday I had the OMI is my homie channel. That show, me and Crypto. Oh, there's so much stuff to go over. So I couldn't go live last night. I mean, I was live, but not for the actual news stuff. And then we had some really bullish news today that we've got to go over. In fact, let's go over some of that first, just to see what the market was doing. And it was doing quite a lot. You had BlackRock last night buying about $80.6 million worth of Ethereum. I think that was pretty bullish, and possibly why it went to like almost 2,900 today. It might have wicked up there and I missed it. But we had a couple of things today. Oh, that's for DEVI that we'll go over a bit later. Donald Trump posted this morning at 8 in the morning, our deal with China is done. It's subject to final approval with President Xi and me. Full magnets and any necessary rare earths will be supplied upfront by China. Likewise, we will provide to China what was agreed to, including Chinese students using our colleges and universities. That would be the HB1 visa. He says, which have always been good with me. I think that's really good with me too, because you get like the smartest people from all around the world using our universities because we have the best, and some of them stay for quite a while, and they contribute to the U.S. He says, we are getting a total of 55% tariffs, which is freaking nuts. 55% tariffs, and China is getting 10%. Relationship is excellent. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Oh my God. So again, you had Bitcoin go over 110 today. You had ETH get up to almost 2.9K. You also had, since January of 2024, it's been like 18 months, give or 17 months, the US has seen $60 billion in cumulative flows into crypto ETPs and ETFs, while the rest of the world has seen negative 1.7 billion. The US is going to be the crypto capital of the world. In some ways, I think it already is. Bitcoin miner IREN unveils proposed $450 million convertible notes offering. Peter Thiel-backed crypto group Bullish files for Wall Street IPO. Everyone's going to do an IPO now that Circle's worth like $22 billion. Ukrainian lawmakers submit bill for creation of crypto reserve, and the US CPI, the Consumer Price Index, was up 2.4% year over year. The estimate was 2.5%, so I think that is pretty bullish. Came in under that. Actually, on an idea. Okay, very good. Is there two of them? No, it's just one. So that was some of the stuff today that happened this morning. Ukraine introduced a bill to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They're legit in the middle of a war, and they like a 3-year war. All right. Anyway, so that was that. A couple little things. Then we have to go over some of the stuff for Monday. I went over the partner statue that my friend got. Hero had posted, again, this is on Monday night, beautiful setup and execution happening for the total crypto market, excluding Bitcoin. Cup and handle formation, bullish EMA cross. Credits to the friends at Cryptoverse. Meow. They should celebrate with the Shiro burn, which they did today. I think they got, forget what the burn was, but let's take a look over at Shiro in the next. Oh, wow. There's still so much for Monday. True Tech Junkie is talking about building stuff that he saw in Lisbon, or says VeVe official Lisbon VeVeverse build underway. So yeah, the stuff that happened in Lisbon, he will commemorate in the VeVeverse. 52 more in the Shiro Flaming Cheeto Burn contest. That's a 520 billion Shiro burn earned from new wallets and buyers. Again, this was Monday night. And to celebrate an amazing day for crypto and signs of alt season, Shiro is adding another trillion to the burn. That's 1.52 trillion from their buyback wallet. Shout out to them for going absolutely nuts with that. I do happen to have a, sorry, thought I had a booger. I do happen to have another community that is going to come into daCAT in the universe. It is, we have yet to super finalize it, but it's close. And then you'll see another sponsor of the channel here. They are two separate things. And that's gonna be pretty exciting. I finished with the Space Penguins comic within the next day or so. I know I've been saying that for a couple of days, but I'm there. It's like 1 or 2 pages left, like not even page and a half, maybe. And then I was going to start to get back to work on DACAT Chronicles #3, but then this happened. You know, we have somebody else that's looking to come into the fold to join the universe, which is going to be great for both DACAT and for VeVe, and then great for me too, because the more published things I have on VeVe, I think the better. Digital Monkey wound up getting he wound up getting an Eddie Riso Batman for $500. I don't know if that was this is why I say always check the auctions, because they got it for 500. That was like $80 off. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, that's like $280 off. Let me see what the Riso is. Let me open up my VeVe app and let y'all know. Okay, there we go. Go to the Riso. I spelt it Russo because I'm an idiot. There's 7 in the market. Yeah, $680. So the dude saved $180. But what is 255? You get it for $536 on Stacker. So you can still save another $100-something. But yeah, get it for 500 is dope. There was, oh, is that a buy? I don't know what. All right, maybe it was this guy. I can't tell because unfortunately the wallet addresses, and we'll go over Definity because they had a hell of a day, not in a good way. Not horrible, but we'll go over it. South Korea unveils a plan to allow crypto stablecoins. Good, they should. Cosmic Disarray rightfully won the Who You Gonna Call Ghostbusters anniversary post giveaway, and that just looks incredible. So yeah, they deserve Cap City 517. They deserve that win. BlackRock on Monday bought $35.2 million worth of Ethereum. They doubled that the next day, which was nuts. No idea how. Okay. BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitwise have bought 362.4 million in Bitcoin. So whales are loading. I will get to yesterday's news in a second, but let's go over Shiro and see where they're at, because Shiro, I think, had a very amazing day. They were up double digits on the day. Yes, they are up 11%. They were actually up to like almost 20% at one point. But they're up 11% on the day, over $1 million in volume at a $6.4 million market cap. And the reason why, I think, because people got their staking rewards back, and the staking rewards, some people just obviously sold because, again, go flying up there and then come back down. But again, still a nice amount of where they were. And also the fact that they were able to get another burn going today. Maybe that's on their Twitter. I know it was in their Telegram. They had a bunch of stuff that they were posting today, so let's check it out. Oh wow, they do have a bunch. Oh, they requoted something that I said 20 hours ago. Hotter than the sun in the middle of July. Sorry. We have Remy RY that has 15.6 thousand followers over on X. Shout out to Remy, saying that the Shiro account posted exclusive private Telegram charts on the timeline. Shiro has a huge community, and we would love to welcome to the Cryptoverse community. Cryptoverse has 4,000 followers over on X. So they requoted that. They had also requoted Vanessa that says, today's meta, cats from the ether, Shiro walks among blockchain like a ghost with claws. Don't blink. The next burn is at 8.5 million, which again, they did wind up getting today. Spirit says, Spirit is 100% unfiltered Shiro copium. It's a nice little meme. I think that's just after they hit the 8.5 million. Someone named Vet Kusama saying, hey, Shiba Army, Shiro Army, follow this account known as Laudershenschach. Laudishenschach. LAU. Okay, 1.3 million followers, because she says she's searching for the next Sheeb. So then you had Shiro say, what if we told you that the next Sheeb was a cat? Shiro is following in the footsteps of his mentor. I didn't know they were the mentors. I said I'd believe it because cats have pretty much taken over the internet without even trying. Now, obviously, I am also pulling for daCAT because that is my IP, and we will go over that in a second once I'm done with Shiro. You have Slum Doge Millionaire, aka Pro the Doge, saying that he had put about 50 grand into ETH meme coins in one of his wallets, and it is now worth 83,000. And you see here, it's in SPX 6900. It is in, is that Bobo Coin? Bobo Coin, Nero, and Mog Coin. I'm not in any of these. I have heard decent things. Well, I have heard people that are into Nero and Mog. I don't know what Bobo is. I think I might have seen SPX 6900, but I might be gaslighting myself because it's 69, you know. Nice. But I've definitely heard of Mog and Nero. I don't have any of those. Glad to see he's up. Love Pro. He's actually got a very, very large amount of Shiro. I think he's got like $34,000 in Shiro. Not Shiro. I'm sorry, daCAT. He's got $34,000 in daCAT. And I think the Shiro Telegram group was just like, hey, maybe we should just send him some Shiro. Send it to him and maybe get his attention. And I don't know if we got his attention, but maybe we did. Anyway, Shiro says, Shiro daily raid hour, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sharpen those reflexes and fire up the FOMO. Rev up those fryers. It's time for Shiro raid hour. 1 hour of pure chaos, big rewards every day. That is every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the top 3 participants each win $25 in Shiro. It's free money if you win. On steps, you just have to join their Telegram, participate in raids, and using the shield bot, make sure to connect your X so that they can track the XP. Raid, meme, repeat, share, make some noise. And again, there's very few other meme communities that give back as much tokens to their community for doing what you're probably supposed to be doing anyway. And I think that's really dope. Shiro says, another day, another burn target achieved in the Shiro Flaming Cheeto Burns event. 8.5 million regained and another 1 trillion Shiro removed from the supply of our buyback wallet. Let's go. 9 million target on deck. And that was it for the posts of the Shiro, which has 61,000 followers. I cannot wait to see their comic on VeVe. It is going to sell out. Speaking of sold out comics, what happened today? You had 901 times 7. That was sellout of 6,307 comics. I'm sorry. The sellout of 901 comics, grossing $6,307. And some people are pissed about it. Why? It's not because it sold out. Well, it is a little bit. I happened to go in and there was only 1,000 of these today, which they kept 99, so there's really 901. And I thought that was really interesting because usually you have minimum of 2,000 when it gets on the VeVe app. Obviously, every Wednesday. Oh, today's Wednesday. Every Wednesday, outside of the VeVe app on VeVe Comics, you go over and see these brand new comics. They're all 1 of 1,000. They keep 10, so it's really 1 of 990. This one on the VeVe app, they kept 99. And it's like, well, Chavez, this happens all the time. Like, yes, but not on the app. And why were people pissed? Is because I saw there was 1,000, and I was like, okay, let me get on the wait list. I didn't bid any MCP, but I just got on the wait list. I got in. And then I check at like 11:04, 11:05. I think I was doing something. Oh yeah, I know what I was doing. I don't. I'll tell you that later, maybe. And when I got it, I was like, okay, cool. I got one. I got a rare, very nice. And then I decided, you know what, let me try for another one. And then it just said that, like, you know, your collectible will be delivered in X amount of time. I was like, okay, I guess you can't get it yet. And then by the time I get to 11:10, I come back and it says sold out. I was like, what? I don't know what time. I think it's usually 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, you could then buy. So I was like, was there 1,000 people or 901 people on the app that, you know, press buy with auto pay? And I was confused. And I thought that was the case until I saw video of people like buying a couple of times. So there was a little bit of a glitch where I don't know how you could do it because I couldn't. I tried, and there was a glitch that let people buy a couple of times. I don't know what it was, but I saw a video of it, and a couple people were super pissed, like, oh, they could buy, but I can't. So they got, you know, more chances to get that secret rare. Now, could these be people saying that wouldn't have tried again anyway, and they would have just, and they're just complaining to complain? Maybe you do have those people, but no, I think these are people that was like, bro, like, you know, this is a cool comic. It's also $7 for 88 pages. That's a lot of content. That is, this should have been like $10. One, because it still would have sold out. Two, because like most comics are 23 to 33 pages, like 20 to 32 pages, and they're $7. This was $7 for 88 pages of content, and it's Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. So, if anything, if there's anything that should have been $10, it probably should have been this. I'm going to charge $10 for the cat comic, and that's only 46 pages. Like fudge. But yeah. Anyway, you had people that were salty about that. I think they did fix it eventually. Because last night I couldn't even like sign up for it. Like I couldn't join the wait list like within, you know, 12-hour period. You should be able to. I was able to this morning, thankfully, but yeah, last night a bunch of people were like, "Hey, can you get on the wait list?" I was like, "Nope, can't get on the wait list." They did wind up fixing that, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, again, I think it's super small in the grand scheme of things. You know, should it have happened? No. You know, the app's like a half a decade old now. Probably should be functioning a bit better, but you know, Teslas were making cars for like a decade when they still have problems, some of them. So I feel like I'm going to cut them some slack. If you don't want to, you know, that's your choice. Oh, did Space Penguin Girl say what I meow? Yeah, Space Penguins. I'll be done with the comic, I think, by tomorrow. Yeah. Bill Gardner saying, first, boy, y'all are too slow. Too slow, Bill Gardner. Give me those dabs. I'm blue, yeah, I'm feeling alright, baby. Okay, mixed up those two songs. What do we have here? So we did Shiro. Let's do daCAT. daCAT, yeah, so this is... All right, so we're actually down to... That doesn't make sense. Why are we down to it? Did we just have a big sell order? I feel like we might have. Honestly, there's been a couple things like DEVVE. Well, I'll go over DEVVE after this. But I feel like daCAT was up like 8% at one point. It is... Oh, I think it's because ETH went back down. Yeah, okay, so here's on the 1 hour. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right. Literally on the 24-hour, like, here's like 24 hours ago, if you count all the bars, because it's a 1 hour bar. Yeah. So clearly we're up. I don't know why it has us as being down on the day, because we were at like 3.9 and now we're at like 4.5. We were at like 4.7. And anyway, $1.8 million market cap, and there is $275 in volume, very low volume. And the liquidity was over 400K this morning. Again, super love this. The fact that it was at, actually, I made a post about it. Let me go in and take a look-see, and I'll read it to you. It says, I have to give a big shout out to the daCAT community. Not only is daCAT up over 300% the last 3 months, but we just passed over 400,000 in liquidity. It's locked for 997 years and currently has a perfectly split balance between daCAT and ETH. So that's where you see on the 3 month, so 300%. Oh, I'm sorry. That's on the 60 day. On the 60 day, wait, this is, hold on. Yeah, it's up there on the 60-day chart. That is 2 months. Ooh, my bad. I said the wrong thing. And then I show it was over at 405. I think it was at 408 at one point, actually. And a perfectly split 200K even between daCAT and Ethereum. So I thought that was very nice. But yeah, I don't know why it's tripping out here, where now it says it is, despite still being at a $1.8 million market cap. It says we're down 2% on the day, but YOLO, whatever. All right, let's get to the Yeah, let's go over the DEVI real quick. Not SETI, the DEVI, not the search for extraterrestrial life. I'm sorry, intelligence. So DEVI had an interesting day. It's down 3.5%, and that's not really the news. That's it up and down that percent. Like it trades between like 45 and 55 cents. We are at 700,000 in volume. Cool. $45 million market cap. The reason why I actually did buy some today, and I shouldn't have, like, I had already made that declaration, all right, don't buy until, it goes down to like 40 cents, maybe even less. And it's like, well, Chavez, do you think it's going to go down there? Like, I thought, you went over the DEVI roundup the other day and it was super bullish. It is super bullish. However, where's so DEVI has a bunch of Telegram groups. They have an official group, they have a KOL portal, but the official trading group, I posted, hey guys, listen, there are two big wallets that have a combined total of $425,000 worth of DEVI, and they're selling. So it's possible that, and I try to put a positive spin on it. It's like, it's possible we can get a massive discount soon. And I believe that. So what type of meager dollars I have, what just went up? Why am I up? Hold on. Sorry, I got to check something. See why I'm up. Is it essence? I don't have that much essence. Anyway, I took a look-see at it and I was like, okay, I have a very small amount of money. And I was like, I'll wait for DEVI to get down to like 40 cents. Because if these guys, and granted, they sold for the average of $225,000 that they had each. Yeah, they sold like 20K in total. One sold like 15, one sold 5. So that is relatively small, and I don't think they're going to sell any more, or they're not going to sell their whole bags. But they could sell a good like 30, 50K each and kind of not really feel it. They might feel a little overexposed. Maybe they got it at 12 cents. Maybe they got it in the pre-sale and they've been holding for years. We don't know. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I was like, maybe I should wait on this. Now, granted, in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, 55 cents is a pretty decent entry point. And it's like, okay, in a year's time, when it's like $30, I'll even say just a 30x from here. When it's $15, if it reaches that, obviously it can go to zero with little to no notice. It's none of this financial advice. But it's like $15. Are you going to care if you got it at 55 cents or 45 cents? Like, bro, it doesn't matter. You could have got it at $1. It would have been a good price. In this hypothetical scenario, right? And yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. But I hate that feel where you just like, I remember when the kid. Oh yeah, I was like 19, and I just, I'm working like 3 jobs because living in New York is expensive. And so when you're on your own at 19 and you're working, and like, I didn't have any education, I didn't have any skills, I didn't know that I had these finance skills. Working in an animal hospital, working in a grocery store, working at a chimney sweeper, you name it, I did it. Right? I worked at like a tropical smoothie when I was younger. Wild stuff, right? We were number one. We were number one when I was there in the nation. Anyway, when I get to, I was hanging, I relished sleep because I didn't get any, and my friend Ryan just like comes over to the apartment one day, and he's like, "Oh, nice place," and we're just chilling. I didn't really have. I had a couch and I had an ab lounge, and that was my furniture, and the couch I got from like garbage day because I could, I was 19, I couldn't really afford a lot of the stuff, so I go in and I just ask him just random stuff. I was like, it was like, oh, would you get your own place? Like, I could super small, would you split it with me? And he's like, no, my money is tied up in beer right now. I was like, what? I think he was like 19, he didn't have a job, and I was just like, bro, what? like Anyway, I just get very salty that me, somebody that worked insanely hard to pay for this apartment and to just have like nothing, is matched in like money or matched in buying power by this 19-year-old kid that literally does nothing. I think he might have like gone to school or whatever, but and I get it, broke college kid, right? Um, I want to be able to get more DEVI at a cheaper price, and it pains me when I go and I get a great project at a great price, but then it like gets cut in half for no good reason, and then somebody else gets to put in half the amount of money and have the same amount, and that just it just does something to me. Anyway, let's keep on going here. We actually do have a little bit of news from DEVI that I can. Oh God, there's so much. There's so much. I don't know where to look. Is this it? Nope, that is for Definity, which we'll get to later. There it is. For immediate, so about devise and liquidity, for immediate conversions, 3 transactions are put into one set. They all go through at the same time. Like if you want to, you can go across chains. You can go from real world assets to crypto. It doesn't matter. It all goes through DEVI, and that's really great. Then, can you explain how it works for individuals who don't own DEVI? Let's say if you're on the DEVI exchange and say they make an order, is a portion of that used to buy DEVI from the market to cover the fee because all fees are paid in DEVI? Or do they just pay a higher fee if they don't own DEVI, how like BNB does? So if you don't have DEVI for the fees, you can pay in fiat, but the fiat has to be converted behind the scenes to DEVI, which creates some extra fees. So this conversion happens through Devise's automatic conversions. So in essence, if you are not holding DEVI ahead of time, yes, the fees are higher. So it would behoove you to get some DEVI before you start trading on that exchange. Link down below. You still have to pay the fees in DEVI. It will be interesting to see updated papers on FIAS. It's currently flying so under the radar that a lot of people are doubting if FIAS will ever get out of the DEVI shadow or ever grow. Some people think it's dead. Yeah, FIAS will get an update as well. It will have an important role in Devise, and I can't wait to see what it is. Austin said, "Hey guys, you likely noticed that we didn't drop a DEVI roundup today. They usually do every Wednesday." Says, "I was away for Monday, which is when we shoot. So Tom and I shot a great one today that we will release next Wednesday at the regularly scheduled time, and then weekly after that as schedules permit." So hopefully that happens. Was that the only DEVI? I think that was the only one for DEVI that I had. Oh, there is somebody that posted on CoinMarketCap saying 8 reasons why DEVI is going to explode in the second half of 2025. This is part 1. 1, regulatory clarity is coming. As a global crypto frameworks fall into place, DEVI is built for compliance from the ground up, making it a prime candidate for institutional adoption. 2, enterprise-grade infrastructure. DEVI isn't chasing meme hype. It's designed to power global enterprises and governments with performance and flexibility at scale. I feel like this is written with AI. Anyway, 3, self-custody with protection. DEVI combines the freedom of self-custody with unprecedented safeguards against fraud, theft, and loss, solving crypto's biggest risk, their biggest risk factor, I should say. 4, real-time settlement, T+0. Using patented contingent transaction sets, or CTS tech, DEVI achieves instant risk-free settlement. There's no waiting and there's no middleman. 5, is 8 million transactions per second. There's 0 fees. DEVI blows past blockchain bottlenecks. Its raw processing power makes layer 2s irrelevant. Transactions are fast, final, and almost free. 6, eco-friendly and ISO green certified. What happens with this is that sustainability isn't an afterthought. DEVI uses 1/3 of a billionth of energy of Bitcoin, which does achieve the achieving enterprise-grade green compliance. 7, effortless integration for Web 2 and Web 3. RESTful APIs and seamless tooling make it easy for businesses to onboard without complexity, bridging the Web 2 and Web 3 gap. 8 is exchange launch incoming. DEVI Exchange is not just a DEX or SEX, it's a hybrid. Digital Asset Exchange, or DAE, featuring self-custody, regulatory-grade compliance, and a new model for secure trading. Listings are coming soon, and with them, liquidity becomes global visibility. So that, I think, is the only other thing that I would have to go over for DEVI. I am still waiting on the... actually, oh, we do have some more stuff. Somebody's asking in the DEVVE Telegram, with the partner, will their stocks or securities or whatever it entails being traded on the exchange? Is the token at the forefront of the transactions? How does it work in simple terms? Will the trading from these and other cryptos increase the token's volume? If anyone knows. Rufus over from the Telegram says that, I hope I've understood your questions correctly here. I do need to caveat that my answers are to the best of my knowledge. Obviously, if anything is incorrect or mistake, then I apologize. 1, will stocks or securities from the partner be traded on the DEVVE exchange? My understanding is not to start with. DEVVE exchange is launching with a focus on crypto, stablecoins, and RWAs that don't fall under the securities regulation in most places. So unless the partner's assets are set up in a similar way, traditional regulated securities probably won't be part of the platform at launch. 2, is DEVVE the token used in all transactions? How does it work? Yes, DEVVE plays a central role. Every trade on the DEVVE exchange is processed through DEVVE or Fias behind the scenes using a patented system called DEVVE. This makes trading smoother and more liquid because you don't need a direct pair for every asset. Love that. For example, if you want to trade Bitcoin for USD, it's handled internally as Bitcoin to DEVVE and DEVVE to USD, all in a single seamless step. 3, will trading activity, like from partners or crypto in general, increase the DEVVE token volume? And the answer is yes. Trading on the platform involves DEVVE, so more trading means more DEVVE being used. This does not mean the token gets used more, which is important for its role in the system. Again, trading on the platform does involve DEVVE, so more trading means more DEVVE being used, and this does mean that the token gets used more, which is important for its role in the system. Again, really wanted to hammer that home. So theoretically, the volume on the token should be insanely high due to all of the transactions, and even higher when the partner securities and assets are on there as the token plays a key role. And we have Caden that says, if the exchange volume is high, then DEVVE's rewards for the tokens should also be high. More usage equals more income generated from the fees. Loans, trading fees, payment fees, etc., etc., etc. Let's keep on going here. I think that was, yeah, that should have been the last for DEVVE. Okay, let's get to Definity. Definity had a bit to go over here. Oh God, I'm sorry. There's so much, and I'll get to that later. What I'm gonna ask you guys to do is I'm going to I'm gonna ask y'all to smash that like button as a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Smash the super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. You know the drill. DEVVE, rally. Okay, yep. We've got good sentiment now. Good stuff. Where are we at here? Give me a sec. Okay, that's water, what I don't need. I'm gonna have the egg whites, almost out of egg whites. I'll finish that today. Definity, not a great day. I feel like Adam Sandler, where he's like, Osama bin Laden, not a big fan of the Jews. That's such a great song. Adam Sandler's so good. Let's go to Definity, which again, not a great day. Down about 11%. So actually, if you go to like the last couple of days, Definity's actually down like 30%. It's actually like more. Yeah, the past 2 weeks they're down 32%. So they were at 4 cents. Actually, they were almost at 5 cents a few weeks ago. This was on May 29th. So yeah, they were at like 5 cents. And they're at 2.9 cents now. I was like, Chavez, what happened? I will tell you, Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. There was this guy that had, actually, I think I have the wallets here. There was this guy that had like $100,000 worth of DEVVE. Wound up selling, I don't know, 10, 12 grand. Brings it down from 4.8 to like 4.1, like 4.1 cents, 4.0 cents. This guy had supposedly gotten the Definity like 3 years ago. So it was in like heavy profit, right? Super heavy profit. Got it for under a cent. And now that it's 4 cents, or it was like almost 5, he was selling into this thing called like not Game Shark. I'll see if I can find it. It should be in my list. Oh, it's Penguin, Toilet Quack, Solnick. Oh yeah, it's called Sharplink Gaming Price. I don't know what it is. It's 75. It got a GT score of 75. Actually has a good amount of liquidity, 460,000. So strange that $8 million market cap, 460,000, and daCAT has 400,000 at a $1.8 million market cap. Anyway, they had a ton of volume. He was selling out of his Definity into that, and I was like, that's really strange. I think he made a lot of profit with it, though. So he sold Definity. One's like, okay, whatever. You have the normal people. I shouldn't say that. You have some people that are just like kind of indifferent. They're like, all right, whatever. Then you have the people that anytime the price goes down, they cry. And I never want to deal with them again. Anyway, had sold like another $20,000 worth today. I think in total maybe I'd sold like 30K, and then happened to go in and buy back like 4 or 5 hours ago. So I was trying to go in. Is that anyone know him? I'll set up an OTC deal with him. I'll go in and I don't know why my hair gets like this. Try to set up an OTC deal, because I had this once before. I don't know if it was him, but there was a guy, he had like, and it was around the same price too. He had like 45K worth of DEVVE at like 4.5 cents. And I was like like super nice. Like, I'll give you 40 for it. I'll give you 40K, give me 45. And he's like, no. I was like, okay, but if you like sell this, you're only gonna get like maybe like 30 of it, right? And it's just like, no, you're trying to like take advantage of it. I was like, okay. So he wound up selling, we wound up buying, and we wound up getting a great discount. That dude was, so I don't think it's the same dude. That dude was retarded. Anyway, I feel like I'm not at the level of intelligence where there should be this many people that are this fucking stupid. Anyway, this guy goes in and he buys back some of the tokens later, like earlier today, and I was like, okay, I guess we're not doing this OTC deal, because again, he sounded like he wanted to sell. It looked like he wanted to sell everything, because he would sell a bunch, wait for the price to go back up. He would sell a bunch, wait for the price to go back up, and I was like, okay, like somebody reach out to this guy. If he's in the Telegram, he knows that like I want to do an OTC deal, and multiple people wanted to do it. So we would have been able to buy him out, like whoever he was, right? However much he had. In the wallets, I think are $6,000 worth in that wallet and 68. So 74K. But obviously, if you sell all of that, you might get like 50K worth of stuff. So again, definitely would have had that covered. And yeah, it was just wild. Anyway, we don't know what's going on with it. If he wants to go and sell on the open market, that's fine. A bunch of us will scoop down when it gets to a low price, and then we'll buy it then. He'll not have made as much money as he would if he did OTC, but that's fine. That's fine. So that's what's going on with Definity. So it's at 3 cents right now. The volume's probably really good. Yeah, the volume's at 19,000, $4.5 million market cap. I wonder if I can get daCAT above this market cap. Yeah, daCAT just has a bunch of whales that won't sell. Although I be advised, guys, life just happens, and you could have somebody that just consistently, a little bit at a time, until they have a bunch. Because with each paycheck, they have a little bit more with each paycheck, and they take some of that little bit more that's left over, and yeah, I'm gonna take some of this and buy some daCAT, or any crypto. It doesn't matter. If something goes wrong in that person's life, not only can they not add more, every 2 weeks or every month or whatever, but sometimes I have to sell, and it's usually the last thing that came in is the first thing that goes out. So be advised, guys, that does happen in certain tokens. It happens in a lot of tokens. I think it probably happens in most tokens. So there's stuff like that can happen. But speaking of the Definity, one last thing on this. Guys, they're making so much freaking money. They're making so much freaking money. Remember when Manu was on the podcast like 2 months ago and said by end of summer they're going to aim to have like $1 million added to their P&L like per month? It's possible that they do it by end of summer. Like, will they? Well, I don't know, but I think it's possible. Even if they don't hit it by like September, maybe they do it by October. No, before the end of the year, I definitely think $1 million per month as their P&L. And again, bro, $4.5 million market cap. Oh my God, that is so freaking cheap. I hope OMI or DEVVE goes crazy and I'm able to just buy the shiz out of this token. Now, be advised, I already have me and my cohort in my cabal already have a pretty decently large amount. So I'm very, very happy about it. Anywho, let's take a look at some. That was the Definity. Let's take a look at some OMI. Yeah, let's do some OMI. OMI on the days down about 3% to 000021. It was a bit higher. I think that might have moved with Ethereum because Ethereum was almost 2,900, and now it's obviously 27 something. Yeah, down about 2.5% on the day. They are 2.74 million in volume. I want to see how much of that was by Deepcoin. 36% of it was Deepcoin, so $1 million in volume by the Deepcoin. How much does that cost? That might cost, if it's market makers, it might cost like up to like $1,000 a day. For that, we don't know. But so I don't know if that's what's happening or if there just happens to be a ton of people that like OMI that are on the Deepcoin exchange, and that's just what they do. Who knows? Volume, where the rest of it? Oh, Gate.io had almost 1,955,000. MEXC at 392,000. Bitmart 105,000. Uniswap on base had 80,000. Ascendex is 144,000. I don't know if that's real, but yeah, Uniswap on base. There's a couple of whales that I know that have added, like 10, 20K. That one whale from like 2 months ago has like 850 million OMI now, and there might be a way where I can get a little bit more later this month. I don't know if I can. It's kind of up in the air right now. But it wouldn't be a large amount. It would be a smaller amount, maybe like 10 million. I'll keep you guys posted on it. Which right now is like $2,100, so it's not a lot. That's OMI. Oh, okay, cool. All right, we can get to the news. And then so VeVe's rally. What I mean by that on a sellout is the fact that the sentiment has changed, I think, quite a lot. I think it's for a very, very good reason. Coming off of Lisbon, where we're at least talking about the token quite a lot, and then you just with the app, I don't know, a lot of traction on Stacker. People figuring out for the first time that every single transaction on Stacker burns OMI. And it's wild that people have not yet figured that out. Obviously, I think most people that kind of pay attention knows, but if they didn't, that's a happy surprise. Like, what? Yeah. So the sentiment on that, and then just floors are rising on certain collectibles. On most of the app, I'm not gonna say the floors will never rise, but on the app, I don't care what type of decon thing that you have that's like one of 600, or like I have this super rare, it's a common special, or it's a special common. Those are cool and that's fine. They're not really crazy liquid, but yeah. You know how everybody kind of instinctually knows, like, okay, how do you get in shape? Okay, well, you do some cardio, you do push-ups, pull-ups, you eat better, you cut out all the soda, you drink nothing but water, you have eggs, you have vegetables, you have a lot of vegetables. Like, everyone inherently like knows that, but very few people do it. In that same breath, I feel like everybody kind of knows what a blue chip collectible is, where you say like, okay, well, what is something that everyone's probably going to want? Okay, Todd Batman, first appearance Batman, not just on VeVe, just on the blockchain in general. And it's the first thing that VeVe ever did. The Riso Batman's like the first error because he has first edition still on there. They kept that error, which I thought was great. You have Superman. Like, okay, these are the common things that everyone will really want. Something that's super stable will probably only go up as the bull market kind of takes hold. You have Partner Statue, first appearance Spider-Man, all of them, but And when I say all of them, all of the first, you know, the common, the uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare, that one. You do have first appearance Spider-Man that's like Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. I people like that too. You have Ben Reilly, which I really, really like. I really like Ben Reilly because there are some Ben Reilly stands out there that just love the history. They love the God. He's so badass. He is so freaking cool. I love him. You know, and there are some people, like, if you're just like a casual Spider-Man fan, like you've seen the movies, you have no idea who Ben Reilly is. He's a clone. He's strong. He's not as empathetic. He's not as big of an empath as Peter. He doesn't care about people's feelings. He straight up just like murks people. Like he's strong because he doesn't hold back. The reason how he got his name is because Uncle Ben for his Uncle Ben, and then Riley was Aunt May's maiden name, so he put those together, and it's Ben Riley. Anyway, I really like that one. But people objectively know, okay, first appearance Spider-Man, yeah, probably okay. Partner statue. Again, would love to add the VeVe Gold logo in there, but nobody outside of VeVe really kind of knows what that is. They will at some point, because me and Mr. MC1 and other people that are in there just talking about it all the time. But if you're first coming into the app, you're not going to like know what that is just yet. After you're around here for a couple weeks, like, okay, all right, yeah, and that's going to be on your wish list, right? So I feel like everyone objectively knows the best thing that, you know, to get on VeVe, or some of the best things that are safe bets. Are there going to be stupid like meme groups be like, hey, let's take this one and you know, insert your favorite collectible here, or insert your meme thing there. Like, let's take I'm trying to think of one that I don't have. That'll just be funny. Let's take it could be like a designer con thing, like let's take like a Luke Chu secret rare or ultra rare teddy bear, right? One of those ghost bears. I don't know how much they are, but let's say you get this wild group on like Reddit or 4chan, like, let's pump it up. Let's go crazy. You know, yeah, sure. Or it could be Donnie's. It could be Bubble. I don't have Bubbles. It could be Bubbles. People just go in and pump her up to like 30K, and some people will probably poolside into that. Anyway, let's go to some comments here real quick before we get to the rest of the news. Omar saying, good evening. Good evening. Omar says, let's go. There's another great evening. It is a great evening. We got a lot of stuff here. Bill Garner says, what up, Omar? Omar says, hi, Bill. Kuma says, good evening, fam. Good evening, Mr. Kuma. How's it going, fam? Let me shout out. Oh, all right. Thank you. 34,000 votes now on Memezilla for daCAT. Let's freaking go, boys. Get this bread. I love this game. Okay, okay, I guess my collectible, or not my collectibles. I guess my crypto wants to go up. Not giving me a chance to buy now. That's fine. Let's go over some of the news here. Oh, what's up, Echo 712? How's it going? Echo swoosh. Wee. What's up, Planet Vampire? Okay, let's get to this. VeVe Meister says, there's not many accounts David Yu was following here on X. A recent one was Roblox. I talked about this weeks ago. He says, listen to this clip very carefully and tell me what you think. Technically achievable? Yes. Probably no. Impossible? Also no. Basically, the clip is somebody talking about blind box surges for Roblox and how blind boxes are a big thing for them. And VeVe Meister is just making the speculation that Roblox could come to VeVe one day. And again, you know, like, I made this speculation like a month ago. So who is wrong first? Probably me, because I made that declaration a month ago. I would still say Minecraft is definitely possible, because, you know, they made that post about it. So anyway, I bet there. He says there. I bet there was at least talks between David Yu and the head of Roblox. Probably, I think they were both at a licensing convention in Las Vegas a few weeks back. So probably, I could picture David introducing himself. Jabber partner. Hold on. Same guy was selling another coin. Yep. Michael Saylor says Apple should buy Bitcoin. They should. It would help with their. That would help with their stock, because their stock took a giant beating today. Up the pooter. No Vaseline. That their iOS 26 is god awful. They're going to fall behind because of their stance on privacy. That's what you get. And they can't open up the same AI assistant power as ChatGPT. So it's just, Apple's cooked on. I mean, it's fine. They're still one of the most brilliant companies out there, but I just don't really like them, especially because of the 30% hold they had on VeVe and everything else. Like, so screw them. Anyway, Shiro says, does the Binance cat look an awful lot like Shiro? I thought that was great. A whale yesterday bought 1,977 Bitcoin, worth 212 million on Kraken. It now holds 3,304 Bitcoin, worth 362 million. Smart money keeps on buying. Heckin' way, I'm good. Feeling. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio said Bitcoin is now being widely accepted worldwide, bullish for crypto. Heck yeah. China and the U.S. concluded trade talks in London yesterday, and we had that sweet announcement this morning from President Trump. Something that I also have to say, because I want to say it every day or as often as I can. Jeremy Pador invested $10,000 in Apple. I'm sorry, $20,000 in Apple in the year 2000. He wound up selling in 2002 for an $8,000 loss. And in 2022, if he would have never sold, that would have been worth $14 million. He says never again. Watcher Guru says just in 60% of Fortune 500 companies are working on blockchain projects, Coinbase reports. Definity Market says as institutions commit, the ecosystem matures, expect more structured, compliant solutions to follow. Agreed. Shout out to Michael Hobbs that bought his first collectible on Stacker. That was the Mandalorian Secret Rare. He did it for $250,000 OMI. This is the way. $800 billion asset manager Bernstein says 200,000 Bitcoin price prediction for 2025 is conservative. I repeat, $800 billion asset manager Bernstein says 200,000 Bitcoin price prediction for 2025 is conservative. And he might be right. We'll see. Not to go over that. Oh, okay. Actually, Definity Markets, we'll have to go to them again, and shout out to them for not only sponsoring the channel, but being able to actually invest in the channel. They are actually part owner, and I own part of their company as well. It's a very nice, very good deal. What did they do yesterday? 45 minutes, institutions. Is this coming? No, 2025. Okay. Yesterday, they say, in 2025, every institution wants to trade digital assets, but they need rails that look and feel of TradFi, not MetaMask. That's why Definity exists, a trading venue built for institutions by ex-Barclays and Lloyd's execs. This is a thread. Institutions are entering crypto, but they're not swapping on Uniswap or aping into altcoin. They're using bespoke infrastructure for compliance, custody, and scale. And this thread will break down what Definity Markets are, why banks and funds are using it, how Definity token gives a front row seat to institutional flow. Basically, we're building a neutral trading venue built for institutions, not retail. It lets banks, funds, and asset managers trade digital assets with separation of custody and execution. No more FTX-style blowups. They have compliant infrastructure with real legal wrappers, deep liquidity rooted in via familiar TradFi rails, and AI-powered risk tools for smarter exposure management. It's not an exchange. It's the invisible plumbing institutions need to trade crypto safely. And it's already integrated with a AA rated bank. Not planning to, they already are. So why are institutions turning to Definity? Definity clears the three biggest hurdles holding institutions back. Counterparty risk, whose custody execution are fully separated. Compliance, built with regulatory clarity from day one. 3, credit, offers a novel intermediation model so they don't have to face exchanges directly. It's TradFi grade plumbing for a digital assets future. Now, institutions, again, are lining up. Our tier 1 bank is already on board, and that's just the start. More are in the pipeline, and the rails they're using to trade digital assets, they're already live. Most people don't even know this exists. There's one digital asset tied directly to the infrastructure. It's been live for over a year, quiet, under the radar. But as institutional volume ramps up, so will its relevance. 2025 is the year institutions enter crypto. The next wave of crypto adoption won't be meme coins. It'll be banks, funds, and institutions moving billions through compliant rails. We built those rails. Definity is the picks and shovels infrastructure for the institutional crypto gold rush. Definity is our native token built into that infrastructure with utilities tied to the flow of institutional funds through the Definity platform. If you're serious about catching the next leg of crypto adoption, not just speculating, but positioning, keep an eye on Definity. Retweet if you want that on your radar, DM them if you want deeper insights. Yeah, so that is, I should make a video. That's such a cool video. That's what they had posted yesterday. This is why me and my cabal happen to have, we have a good amount, and we're always looking to get more. We may get more in the next couple days. I'll let y'all know. We got VeVe Zombie saying, yo, what up, Zombie? How's it going, fam? Meow, meow. Zombie says, Definity to the moon. Oh, can't wait. Whether it's the company, whether it's the token, honestly, it doesn't really matter, because whether it's the company or the token, because I own both. But I do expect them to be there at one point. Hang on one second. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. OMI. Go over that. Zombie says you can't fix stupid. Sometimes not. We'll see. Turtle Gal said, Randy, one serious question. Are you from the future? I see what you did there. No, I'm not like Josh Mandel that says he may or may not be. Well, he's been accused of being from the future. I'm not from the future, but I like talking about it. I like talking about that. Actually goes into Space Penguins comic, and I don't want to get into it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a clever way to answer you without giving up certain things. Anyway, Sean Berg saying, stack it on Stacker, get that bread. Of course. Let me go to some of the rest of the news that we have here. I went over the DEVVE stuff. A whale has opened a $300 million Bitcoin long with 20x leverage. Does he know something? Did he close out? Because again, today we had a nice fake out. We went up to, what do we go up to? Where's Bitcoin? I think we went up to like over 110, down to 108.7. We were down to like, I think 107. Were we? Doesn't say on here. Give me one second. Let's go back to the coin gecko. We went to 108.2. Oh God, I'm over the month. Yeah, we went to 108.2, and we are back at 108.7. So we did not get into the 107. So we'll see. Senator Cynthia Lummis says calls to revise tax laws unfairly targeting Bitcoin and digital assets. Bitcoin and digital assets are being unfairly targeted because of flawed tax rules. We need crypto revisions. Senator Cynthia Lummis, you are a gal after my own heart. Love you. News, first Polymarket and X integration just went live yesterday. Crypto is going mainstream, according to Ash Crypto Real. I posted a Groot Captain Marvel for 31% below floor. All you need is 2.5 million OMI. Again, 31% below floor. Y'all should go and get that. Scott Bessent is being considered as a potential next Fed chair candidate. Let's go. I would love that. A Comey post. Did you know every transaction on Stacker World Marketplace contains a buyer's fee of 2%, which permanently removes OMI from the circulating supply? Users can complete the VeVe official collections of their dreams, powered exclusively by OMI. What will you collect? You? What would you do for love? You go down just like... Oh my gosh. Anyone seen that TikTok? It's Natalie Portman. She's promoting like a perfume or something. And it's like, you? What would you do for love? And then it's Vader like going into Padme Amidala's like resting place. And it's just, oh God, Ghost with that song, like the TikTok version of You Go Down Just Like Holy Man. Oh God, it's so good. So good. Anyway, CNBC says Bitcoin is primed for a surge. That surge is a fresh all-time highs above 130,000. I believe at some point we get that. When? Could be this month. Could be August. Maybe we don't get there until October. I think we definitely get there before October, but who knows? Who knows? Ash Crypto Real again says Solana ETF could be approved in the next month and a half. Blockworks from Blockworks, bullish for the markets. Love Nancy. U.S. Commerce Secretary Lutnick says U.S.-China trade talks were going really well yesterday. Obviously, we know that they concluded those. They announced this morning. It was great. What's up, Zombie? Everyone's Ultimate Fallout 4 comic. That is a great one. Yeah, Miles is great. Secret Rare, Ultra Rare, even the Rare. Ultimate 4 comic, also great. Miles Morales. Oh yeah, first appearance Wolverine. How did I forget that? Love him. I have him. Doom Mighty. I actually have number 48 Doom Mighty. That's one I really love. What's up, O'Milly? How's it going, fam? Hey everyone, much love. Meow 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 meow. Much love. Do be going on though. Do be going on. What else we got? Give me my 1 second here. Gotta do. Everyone comment F down below. Pay respects to Brian Wilson, who is an American musician, singer, and songwriter, born in 1942 in Inglewood, California. Oh, he was from the Beach Boys. Oh, he was the lead singer. I think the Beach Boys said it best, where none of the guys go steady because it wouldn't be right to leave my best girl home on a Saturday night. That will forever be ingrained in my brain because 1, it's a great line. 2, it made it onto Gilmore Girls. So everyone comment F down below. Pay respects to Brian Wilson. Anyway, let's keep on going. 15%. Okay, cool. SEC could approve spot Solana ETFs within the next month, Bloomberg reports. People are complaining that $80 is too expensive for a video game, yet people buy a $80 popcorn bucket that looks like Galactus. That is hysterical. South Korean lawmakers propose stablecoin licensing regime in new comprehensive crypto bill. Societe Generale to launch dollar-peg stablecoin on Ethereum and Solana. GameStop purchased 4,710 Bitcoin between May 3rd and June 10th. Let's go. The Paraguayan government has confirmed that a post claiming Bitcoin as legal tender made from the Paraguay president's account is suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be. Sorry. I love that. That's mean. Monthly on-chain transfers of USDT is at an all-time high of $1 trillion. Oh my God. And South Korean lawmaker proposes stablecoin licensing regime in new comprehensive crypto bill. Ooh, I need to save that. Oh, I need to save that. Oh my God, I need to save all this then. Michael Saylor says the bear market is not coming back. Bitcoin's not going to zero. It's going to $1 million. Obviously, we can all agree it's not going to zero, and $1 million is inevitable by like 2029, 2030. But to say a bear market isn't coming back is a bit extreme. I think when things overpump, I mean, Michael Saylor has been aggressively buying for the past year, 2 years more. I don't think he's going to be aggressively buying at 700,000 Bitcoin. I think the buying might have slowed down by that point, in my opinion. Volt Inu says, after 3.5 years of building and pushing boundaries, we are handing things over to a new, more experienced team that has prepared a roadmap to take Volt Inu to new highs. Future is more vaulted than ever. So if you go to CoinGecko and see how did people react to that news, I didn't know this because I was talking with that community a lot about them coming on the VeVe comic, about them sponsoring the channel, about them doing a bunch of stuff. Hasn't come to pass. I had, I think, one text message with the guy and Voltoshi. And again, when he posted that, it went all the way down. And then obviously it is back mostly halfway up. I don't know the new team. I wish they would, I wish they could reach out because I'd love to get them on VeVe. I would love to write a comic for them. I think it would be great. We shall see. Nancy May says it takes everything to survive trauma. It takes even more to stand tall when your abuser comes after you for speaking out. Damn, strong men and women don't back down. Not now, not ever. Hold the line. Preach, Nancy. Preach. What we got here? I'm a bot. 00 says, is there a tokenomics on Definity? I started nibbling a position. Yes, there is. I can go to the Definity markets. They should. I don't know how I can get this to you. 1 second here. Actually, they just updated something. Exchanges, burn record, buyback and burn, market making, gaming repo, discounted trading fees. All right, so tokenomics. Definity token plays a central role in the Definity ecosystem. As a fixed supply, there are a number of utilities that will result in both demand drivers for the token, as well as mechanisms that slow token velocity. There will also be utilities that result in Definity being burned. Thus, the tokenomics of Definity are designed such that it has a deflationary structure. The primary utility of Definity is to facilitate discounts on Definity services. Each Definity product has an associated DEFX utility that will enable discounted fees. You have discounted trading fees. There are two ways in which institutions can benefit from a reduction in the fees based on how they choose to pay their fees. Either fees are included in the bid-offer spread, in which case institutions can hold Definity to get discounted trading fees. This is expected to be over $100,000 worth of Definity per fund. The utility is expected to start in the second half of 2025. Alternatively, they can choose to be invoiced monthly. In this case, they can receive a 20% discount on the invoice if they elect to pay with Definity rather than fiat currency, and a portion of those Definity will be burned. That utility is expected to start in the second half of 2025. And you have gaming repo. There'll be discounts on the arrangement fee for gaming repo liquidity provisions for Definity holders. In essence, after liquidity has been provided, that recipient of that liquidity will be eligible for a discount on the fee based on their holdings of Definity. Then you have access to the anomaly detector, which I have. Institutions are invoiced monthly for access to the anomaly detector. They will receive a 20% discount on the invoice if they elect to pay with Definity rather than fiat currency. A portion of these Definity will be burned. This utility is expected to start in the second half of 2025. Then they have market making services. Institutions will receive 20% discount for market making services if they elect to pay with Definity rather than fiat. A portion of these Definity will be burned, expected back in 2025. And you have buybacks and burns. In addition to the above utilities, at random intervals, a variable percentage of profits will be used for Definity buybacks and burns. The frequency is at random, and the amounts variable in order to ensure that Definity maintains its status as a utility token and avoid it ever becoming something akin to a synthetic fixed income product, which may be construed as potential security in the eyes of regulators. I wonder what they added, because they said they added it in June. Public partners, exchanges, others, oracles. I wonder if they added me in here. So there's a leadership team, there's a tech stack, institutions. I mean, they just changed it up, so they should have. Maybe I'm not big enough to be in here, which is fine. That's fine. I don't need to be in here. Is regulatory landscape, future products. No, I am not in here. Oh, wait. POC gaming repo successfully completed over Thanksgiving of 2024. First live casino went live in March of 2025. Rollout to 600 casinos in 2000 is currently on hold while major infrastructure partner goes through a management transition. That is that. I don't know if yeah. Anyway, again, I am part owner of the company, so those are some of the tokenomics. Omar saying, any thoughts on Nintendo breaking a record of 3.5 million sold for Switch 2? Hope we get IP a lot more than Donkey Kong, bro. I would love that. You have no idea how much I would love that. This one, you're recording an AMA. Okay, that's fine. How's Crappy Bird doing? Crappy Bird's struggling to hang on to that $3 million market cap. And I will get back to you. Great. Gives a nice spread of DEVVE amongst holders. Mooning will be massive with less selling pressure. Patience is key. Agreed. And I have to check something real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, we're good. Nintendo's a beast. And again, like you have people that complain like, oh, if I try to brick my, or if I try to hack my Nintendo Switch 2, they can brick it. Yeah, they don't want you to, like, it is fucking wild to me that people are complaining that they can't steal. So you mean if I steal, Nintendo bricks my console? If you're trying to steal, yes, they should be able to do that. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Anyway. Middle says, hey fam, what's going on? Bad Vampire says, fun fact, Charles Manson wrote a song for the Beach Boys, which they reworked when they recorded it, upsetting Manson. Didn't credit. Oh, damn, I didn't know that. I did not know that. But again, love that line that they had. Goodbye. All right, goodbye, September. Okay, we're good. And then we have Saffron the Cat saying, woohoo, Randy, daCAT in the house. Everyone join daCAT and Telegram. Visit daCATlinktree.com for all the access. Oh, Saffron the Cat reposted the stream. My man. Get that. Okay. Let's move on, shall we? Let's shall. Thank you. Shiro. Okay, very, very good. Let's get back to it. Ooh, World Bank agrees with President Trump that countries use unfair trade practices and calls for them to lower tariffs on the U.S. Yeah. You have Dave, OMI / VRA, or Dave 63 0 21 122. Saying, I wholeheartedly believe that OMI will be a top 50 crypto by market cap inside the next 12 months, and it wouldn't surprise me if it breaks into the top 20. NFT narrative is on its way. Clearer regulations, cross VeVe, Akomi, stacker marketing has started. Token is now actively deflationary. Potential partnerships that I believe they could have. I believe that NFTs, gaming events, etc., will interlink in the coming months. It's fair, very fair. U.S. and Mexico, as of yesterday, were close to finalizing a deal. I'm not 100% sure if they've closed one. I think they're really close. Oh, sorry. There was someone that is like, listen, this is just nothing to do with any type of finance or crypto. It's just, if you constantly shit on people, expect to not get invites. Like, I'm just throwing that out there. If you constantly shit on people, expect to not get invites to hang out. Anyway, my body, it burns. I am bullish. All right, so that guy named Ico says, I'm bullish on OMI, and if you're not paying attention. Yeah, agreed, Ico, agreed. Rainman Collector says, thanks to Stacker World, I was able to acquire all my grails that I stared at in awe during 2021 in the VeVe official days. Finally, have the collection I've wanted. Thank you, Dr. Profit and the team of VeVe and Akomi. Collectors Hub says, something special has happened. I'm forever grateful that this community has done to support me and my team and my show. Wanted to thank David Yu for the amazing gift, and it was a gold and silver VeVe logo. Shout out to the Collectors Hub. I think they deserve it. VeVe Meister says, while you were sleeping, the supply of OMI went down. Users from all around the world buy VeVe digital collectibles on Stacker World 24/7. Yes, there's constant market activity. You can check it for yourself. In the pick, there are two highlighted transactions which burned quite a lot. One could argue that the supply of OMI is so big that it would take a lifetime to get it to have an impact on the price action. There are, however, more OMI burning verticals on the horizon, be it in gaming, like the Avant-Garde Tengeku Sensei, or with the ecosystem of the Akomi VeVeverse, where the currency most certainly will not be gems. And as Kaki Gaijin once pointed out, you need only 25,000 people to lock up 10 million OMI, and the supply is almost gone. It makes you think, oh, by the way, this post also burns OMI. Hashtag like to burn. And I liked it. Kiss the girl. How do you think we'll get more users? And if you have any ideas, what time frame? Oh, I love this question. In your opinion, do you think it will take to get a meaningful increase to active new user base? This is what I'm trying with the comics. So obviously you have some people in daCAT that are already on VeVe. A lot of people in a lot of places are already on VeVe. They're just not really active. But a lot of members of daCAT are going to want to buy the comic that I post out, and they will. And that's probably going to be in X amount of months from now, when it's all, when the bull market is kind of here. But so daCAT is one thing, but then in the comic is also the people from Chaos on the Chains. They have a character in there called Tsunami, and it's awesome. And what they're doing is, if they stack the comic, or if they get, whatever they get, a special mint number, we'll give them tokens in Chaos. Same thing with Sharby, and the same thing with Crappy Bird. And then when Ladies on the, so all of those communities are going to come in on the first comic. Then you have Ladies on the Soul. Ladies on the Soul is a comic that I wrote for Ladies on Solana. It'll have a couple of their community come in. And then you have Space Penguins. It's turning out really good. So it's strange how, I don't know why I'm going to compare this to birds. I remember a buddy of mine that just talking about birds for some reason, and she's like, oh yeah, first one, it was 9 hours. It was kind of, great. It happened slowly, but happened quick enough where I wasn't in there for like 30 hours. Says, but my second one came in like 2 hours, and it all happened so quickly, and it was like, ooh. I don't know why I remember this conversation, because Vicky's a very vivid storyteller. Also, because I was there for one of them. Anyway, it's a long story. My friend was in the subway, and the subway was like shut down, and he was stuck on in the underground of New York City, and I had to go in. And let me tell you, I still have not recovered from that. Anyway, Ladies on the Soul. That was just pure magic. Everything came to me. It was so good. Space Penguins, that took a bit. That, now granted, I'm almost done, but and I should finish by tomorrow, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow. Because it was like, okay, how deep do I go into the lore? Is it why are they in space? Is it like, do I make it there's problems on this world, and at the end that's when they go to space, and it's like, oh, now we're space penguins. No, it's like, okay, because you can't just automatically have like a world at war and then also have the technology to go, not just go into space, but have the amounts of population, like an aircraft big enough or a spacecraft big enough to carry thousands of people. And like, there's no way like the enemy wouldn't have attacked that, right? So it's like, you can't, like, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a war between penguins and seals and orcas and there's all this crazy stuff. But if everything's so destitute where you don't know if they're going to make it, and then suddenly they have this giant spacecraft like that, it just doesn't make sense. So I was like, okay, let me make it so that they're already a spacefaring civilization, and you don't really know why they're in space. Like, why are they in space? What are they doing? Is it like Star Trek type thing? And it's like, okay, well, we have, and I make it so that on the first world that they're on, and it starts off with a cool action sequence, and it's like, oh shit, we're right into this one. And then you have like, you have the badass General Pepper, and then you have 3 other penguins that he's kind of like, that are his like boys, that like, not his boys, they're his underlings. He's their leader, right? And these are the ones that are, getting this bread, and they're fighting the fight. And then there has to come a it sounds really cool, like, okay, what's going on in these fights, like, what's going on? And they team up with someone, or they team up with another group of people, and then they have the what is it, they have the animals that they're teaming up against, and then you realize, oh, okay, that was really intense, but now it's not that intense. Then they go to space, and I don't want to like give it away, but they're already on this planet that is not their home, and they're going to another one to get. It's really cool. I swear, it's really cool. And then like, you don't know where it's gonna go. Like, okay, they get this thing that happens. Like, okay, so where do we go? Do we go with option A, or do we go with option B? And then there's fights about that, and then it's very fun. And then it's like, I swear it's so cool, and I can't wait for people to read it. VeVe Digital Collectibles says, we hope everyone is enjoying the week. We thank Randy for his great live coverage each week. Like, subscribe, and share. Each day, Mr. VeVe. And yeah, so Definity now owns part of my channel. When will VeVe own part of my channel? We'll talk. I love you guys. Batman Who Left. So anyway, Sean, when they come out, Space Penguins will get on here, and I have another. So the Space Penguins community will come on VeVe. So all of these things, if I don't get 1,000 new signups from what I'm doing, I will have considered it a failure. I will have considered what I have done these past couple months a failure if I don't get at least 1,000 signups on here that are buying comics. And I also have a new another community that we're about ready to strike a deal tomorrow, where I'll write their comic and they'll be on VeVe. And again, so Ladies on the Soul, yes, it's their own self-contained story, but at the end of it, you see how we bring them into the DACAT universe. And same thing with Space Penguins. It's like, how big is this freaking universe? Very big universe. And at the end of it, you see like, oh, it's cool. And I'll do the same thing with this new project that'll get in. It'll be fun. There's a bunch of recurring characters. Picture if anyone's ever seen Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage on Netflix, and who is the central person? There was one central person in there that connected all of them. It was Claire. I loved her. It's Claire, right? That's her name? Zoe Saldana? Is that her? Whatever her name was. You kind of have that feel in the daCAT universe, like, oh, okay, I see, and they all kind of mention each other too, which is really fun. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So again, minimum I think 1,000, but if this gets big enough, and I get like, oh, also Shiro, I keep forgetting about Shiro because I'm not writing their comic, but Shiro coming on, you're gonna get 1,000 just from Shiro. I repeat, you are going to get 1,000 people to sign up just from Shiro. And that's going to be the greatest thing I think I've ever seen. And I hope they use link down below if you haven't signed up yet for the VeVe app. What's up, Batman? Who left? Okay, let's move on, shall we? Blockchain, block season, cat season. Ken? Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. Federal judges sides with Trump over Newsom will not force Trump to withdraw National Guard and Marines. Another loss for Trump will take back the streets of Los Angeles. Dude, if you're just try to stay home if you're in LA, because it is wild out there. It is straight, like, it is wild out there. Some of the people don't know why they're there. Some people are there where their hearts are in the right place, and you just get caught up in that mob mentality. And when they say like mostly peaceful, I'm going to try to interpret that as saying, like, let's say there's dozens of anti-ICE marches, right? And let's say there's like 50 of them. I would say, yeah, like 40 to 45 are probably all peaceful. And it's really just a couple that are, and when they're not peaceful, they are straight up not peaceful. Wild. But yeah, and I don't want to get too into it. The arguments are quite weak arguments. But anyway, I just hope that everyone stays in peace. If you're going out to protest and you are peaceful, I support you. I don't support the cause, but I support you for exercising your First Amendment right of protesting, and again, hoping that everything's peaceful. If you're not peaceful, then shame. We have, is this Sean Berg? I can't tell. Somebody finished their first Deadpool mint PC set finally after years later. Grabbed a second Deadpool secret rare at the same time. Oh, it's 100. It's a 3-digit. Low mint for one of the side collections. Near floor because it's the cheapest it's ever been for a 100 mint, or below Deadpool's first appearance secret rare. Stack if you can. That is awesome. What do we have here? Dr. Prophet has 27 of those. God damn. Some guy named Rizro has 25. Reeskibidaba has 20. Eye Candy has 19. Mr. Champ has 7. Zeus 77 has 6. Star-Lord has 5. And Todias has 4. That's amazing. Dan was on a podcast the other day called the USDN podcast. The USDN podcast was on Facebook, only has like 300 members. On Instagram, it's not much better at 220. But they do have 2,380 subscribers over on YouTube, which is nice. They don't get a lot of views, but what I decided to do was, when they were live streaming, I just happened to comment like, "Hey, great show with Dan Crothers," and they had said, "Hey, thanks, man." And so he seems like a nice dude. The question is like, okay, you definitely want Dan going out, or you want the team. It doesn't have to be Dan, but Dan's awesome. He's nice to look at. Definitely bringing the ladies in, and he's a good speaker. So you want him to get in front of as many. They don't even have to be intelligent. You want him to get in front of as many competent community leaders as possible. And I don't mean on VeVe. I mean like competent leaders of their communities that have a community that is that we're going to get something out of it, maybe. When I was saying like, hey, great show with Dan Crothers, there were 2 people watching. That person typically gets 40 or 50 views, which is, you know, if you can get a couple of those, okay, cool. I don't know if Dan, I feel like there were, and again, he seems super nice. He seems super cool. I'd love to chat with him. I'd love to go on and have a beer with him if he drinks. I'd love to go in and just talk nerd stuff with this guy. The USDN podcast. And they do have a podcast actually on Apple. I don't know if the audience is bigger there, and maybe that's why. But on every other platform, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, not a ton of views. Which, like, if they needed to send somebody, I wish they would have sent somebody else, and Dan continue kind of working on what he's working on. I think I listened to like a third of it. If there was any alpha, I haven't gotten to it yet. I actually forgot about it until just now. Because Dan's time is pretty precious, and it's worth a lot. So I would have liked him, if he's going to go out in front of people, I would like it to be in front of, let him have a couple hundred viewers instead of like I think the 9 or 10 that they got. Granted, that's only 3 days old, so as you know, the days and weeks go on, maybe it gets more. And again, that's on YouTube. Maybe on the Apple podcast, maybe it gets a lot more. Maybe it gets hundreds on there. I don't know. But again, I really would like it to be like kind of worth it. So yeah, it's a little constructive criticism, and maybe it's faulty. Maybe it's just like, well, actually, we did this not because it would get so many people on, but because he promised. You know, he's a whale, and you know, you don't know that because you know you're not part of these conversations. Like, okay, fair point. So maybe this dude's a whale, and maybe he said like he would agree to buy stuff on there, take some scarce stuff off the market, hodls it. You know, maybe they don't get a ton of views from everyone else, but maybe he was you know, who knows? I don't know why. I don't know why the calculus behind it, but we shall see. So I liked it. So everybody should go to the USDN podcast, and they should like that interview with Dan Crothers, because it will support him, and it'll make him think kindly of VeVe, in my opinion. Marquis Lathers says, VeVe let Randy break the news for the big announcement. Oh, I guess they could. You know what? I don't need VeVe's permission. The VeVe big announcement is, no, I'm joking. I have no idea. Turtle Ducks, no. It just reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob where it's like the training video. So you want to work at the Krusty Krab? Not yet, you don't. It's like, and they have to go through like the whole training thing, and then at the end they go. And at the end it's like the Krabby Patty secret formula, and then it goes right to commercial, and I was like, oh. And me as like a kid, I was like, wait, they went to commercial too quickly, I missed it. And obviously it was meant to be like that. I did the same thing with Rugrats in like 99. All right, hold on. There was, I feel like this is just something that I don't get. Rugrats in Paris. Okay, so yeah, it's like 99, because Rugrats in Paris came out in 2000, and the show, you know, there's always like new episodes, etc. So in like 99, it gets to where there's like a street fair or like a parade or some type of party, and I was like, oh, cool. And then suddenly it's like, what's the next episode? And the next episode is like a season back. The next episode is like, next episode is like just a season back. And I was like, wait, what? No, like, where's the next episode? They messed up. Not knowing that was like, there were seasons to things, and not knowing that was the last episode in the season. And the next episode is actually Rugrats in Paris, the movie. So me being 9 years old is just like, what the fudge? I didn't understand. And I guess that's around the same time of the Krabby Patty training video. Anyway, if they want to, I would love to have them break the announcement. Although I think when they did that with, so you even mentioned it. First off, what's up, Sam Camperone? What's going on? And always out here grinding. What the? I try. And I try. I can't get no. Sorry. So yeah, when you said they did it with my collectibles back in the day, although it was Alex on his channel, reward the loyalty. So part of the reason for that was because what? It's crazy. Part of the reason that was because one, Alex hated me, so he would never come on my channel. Two, my collectibles, I think at that time was being groomed to like come on VeVe, and I think that's so. Again, my collectibles is like the Mr. Rogers, like everyone kind of loves them, but not everybody loves me. So again, my collectibles is like almost impossible not to like. Maybe he's so likable that if he was any more likable, he'd be less likable. Again, I don't think I know anyone that has maybe like a super FUD boy that like hates anything VeVe. But for the most part, again, he's very positive. But when I say like a neutral place, like even if you don't really like vibe with him or hang out with him, you don't dislike him. So he's one that everybody that likes loves, but even like the people that are a little bit more standoffish or the people that are a little bit more hateful or fudful, they still don't mind him. So he was a really good choice because again, people really like him, and even the ones that don't necessarily like him, they don't have a problem with him. But yeah, I have a lot of haters, so I feel like again that's probably not going to be a option. I if they want to, I would be game. Because yeah, like you said, reward the loyalty. But if I could put that poll, or if I could put that towards something else, David, if you're listening, I would very much like it because I've gotten 2 offers already on daCAT, the IP for 100K. I would like it if you would go in and buy a small amount of it, just so that you have some IP where you don't have to do anything with. I will be the one to continuously write and build this amazing, amazing universe. And I just want you to be part of it. I want VeVe. And now, granted, this is self-fulfilling. This is self-serving because I think I'll take it to multiple millions of dollars. And I think that then VeVe has that. They could use those characters because everyone will love them. They'll use them in whatever ads they want. They could use them in whatever type of artwork they want. And I would welcome that because, yeah, maybe they get in at a super cheap price. And when it goes up, they obviously, get a big check if somebody else wants to buy it or whatever. But because of that, that will help them market anything they want. They have their own IP, and what's good for VeVe is good for OMI, and I have a lot of OMI, so it is a little self-serving in that way. But yeah, I would want VeVe to take partial ownership in that. Like this train is moving with or without them, but I would very much like them to share in that greatness because there's going to be a lot of amazing things that'll happen. So if I have a little point like, yeah, you know what, Randy, we owe you something. We'll announce it on your channel. I'll be like, well, listen, if you're going to owe me something, let's strike this deal here, and then let's see what we can do. Run Out of the Sun says, hi fam, meow. JKRBs, if you did collectibles, please burn the unsold collectibles 30 days after drop. They did. They actually burned the. Why am I in Discord? Well, that doesn't make sense. Iron Man number 293, I think it is, or 193. I'll show you. Last drops, latest drops. See y'all. My body. My other body. So you have to go to, I think, 13 May. Excuse me. Double excuse me. Oh my gosh, where is it? It's Iron Man number 219, 1968. So that's the one they should be burning today. Oh god, hiccups. They did. So out of 3,000 editions, count them 3,000, 1,883 were burned, and there's 1,117 left. And this is the first appearance of Ghost, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's dope that it did that. So yeah, JKRB, you ask and you shall receive. They just burned that at 30-day mark. Thought that was really cool. At Schomburg, we need VeVe collectibles to be endorsed by celebrities or pop influencer to get more users, I believe. Yeah, last time you had, you know, somebody paid for marketing, and yeah, they did that, but now is not really the right time. VeVe says it's important to be aware of sites that claim to be associated with VeVe but are not. Two such examples are VeVe Feed and VeVe Comic Feed, which are run by individuals with negative views toward the platform. Oh, just a reminder, these accounts are not affiliated with VeVe in any way. For official updates and accurate information, always check our official website, VeVe.me. VeVe community, stay informed, official VeVe. Love it. VeVe Viral says, also watch out for that VeVe Viral dude. He may have VeVe in his name, but he's up to no good. He's always trying to get the team to burn all the OMI and confiscated collectibles like an arsonist psycho. And can he please stop with all that moon talk? Like, come on, bro. Okay. I love it when people can have fun with themselves. Richard Cosmo says agree. Cosmo, what you doing, fam? What you doing? We're not supposed to say agree to that. Khaki Gaijin says, I've always wondered why they haven't been hit with a cease and desist. Yeah. I'm going to retweet this, VeVe. Oh, who you? Somebody requoted you. No, they didn't. Never mind. Rudy. It's going to what? Oh, what? Oh, shoot. Wait, what? Hold the freaking phone. He will be getting. Well, he will still be getting his BAH, so he shouldn't really. No, he'll still be getting his BAH, so he shouldn't really be needing to not pay. Plus, in Iraq, you get imminent danger pay, hostile fire pay, tax-free, and separation pay if you have a family. He has a dependent. Okay. Yeah, once he leaves, he loses his housing. Wait, no, no, the fuck, he doesn't. No, like, give me one second. Like, no, they do not. Go to the parents because I live in the house. Give me 1 second here. What? Oh, it's Japan. Oh, wait. Oh God, I fudged up. Delete. I thought my dumbass thought he was going to Iran or going to Iraq. Japan is cool as heck. Yeah. When you go to Japan, you don't get, you get something of cost of living allowance called COLA pay, and it's all right, but yeah, living in the States is much better for that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. Okay. Where were we? Full interview. Oh yeah, so VeVe posted about the interview saying, VeVe X Star Wars, what's next for digital collectibles with Dan Crothers? Their full interview, it says on Apple. Okay, hang on. I have to answer this. We're getting yeah. Overseas, yeah. So if you're overseas, let's say you're like in Germany, right? Whether you get a place for $1,000 or $3,000, they take it. So there's no sense in just getting like nothing. So everyone like in Germany, they all get these like fucking 3-bedroom houses because they do. And now if you wanted to rent, you kind of could, but rent it out. I mean, wild stuff. VeVe Gold and Silver logo. Okay, Mr. MC1 saying VeVe Gold and Silver logo in the fan tele group have created a page for VeVe Gold and Silver logo, a Comey and Stacker approved merch. I really wish VeVe would do their VeVe. You would get so much more money, and it's not a lot. It would maybe be like a couple grand a month, right? But if you do something like Big Cartel, where they do it for you, where they don't make it like if it's made to order. So somebody goes there through your link, they buy whatever you put out, and then they ship it out. Now they take a lot of the profits, but you don't have to do anything. Is my point. And Yeah, like you're just like giving away revenue. I really wish that. Anyway, Mr. M2 said the intent is to create a central place for members of this group to access information on high quality merch that is approved and available. Preference is given to members that produced approved merch, but open to selective high quality approved merch by non-members. Approved means the logo is approved by VeVe Official, Akomi, Stacker. Why does he have like Tesla in the South Park thing? I'll give him some hearts because if VeVe's allowing it, cool, good idea. From Suwon, those sites, the founder of the site, same fam. Same, get that out of there. Pay his apartment. Okay, merch. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I got that boy Chavez Cat. What? Oh god, it doesn't says delete. Hold on 1 second. Says deleted. What was it? Yeah. Anyway, China and US agree on principal framework for new trade deal in London. Yep, they did that. They did do that. Give me those thumbs up. I don't know, could we please just get Nintendo? I would love Nintendo. I think Nintendo would be a great, like clearly I would love. You can't really see any of my tattoos, but I would love Nintendo. I am pro Nintendo. My grandmama was half Nintendo. That's from a really, it's a really weird reference. No one's gonna get that. Apartment over there. Okay. 60%, count them, 60% of Fortune 500 companies are working on blockchain projects, Coinbase reports, and Definity Markets goes and says, as institutions commit, the ecosystems mature, expect more structured, compliant solutions to follow. Heck yeah. Ico Nova says, the VeVeverse is leveling up fast, and OMI is a fuel behind it all. As a native token of VeVe, OMI is set to shine when the rocket launches. Foundation is being laid, and when it takes off, you'll wish you were already in. You don't believe this is my vault, fine, but believe this, AI will transform it very soon. What's coming is bigger than most can imagine. Oh my gosh, sorry, about to show that to you. Oh. That does look so cool, right? Clever Jerk has the greatest videos. That wasn't Clever Jerk, but anyway, Rayman Collector says, never thought I'd buy the secret rare Spider-Man on VeVe Official, but I have to say, for the first time, I caught myself thinking in Akomi and not dollars. Seamless transaction. And this person paid 11 million OMI for a Spider-Man. Not bad, kid. Not bad. Anyone want to buy my gold and silver VeVe logo for 100 something million OMI? No? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to. Actually, let me see what some of these things are going at. Bitcoin's still 108, ETH at 27.6. Where is the? Hold on. Just got to check something real quick, and then I'll get right back to the news. I promise. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. Oh, Josh, my boy. I can't show it. Damn. This is me back in 2014. I know. Crazy yoked. I held my Pikachu. I had a baby arm. I only had one tattoo. But yes, good times. Vince Town. Oh, I love that. Oh, my friends. Sorry. On this day, 5 years ago, I said, congrats to my friend Nancy Mace for winning nomination for South Carolina's 1st congressional district. She will now face Joe Cunningham in November. Congrats, Nancy. Let me know what you need in the coming months. That was 5 years ago, and now she's a very powerful person. And on this day, or yesterday, in 2017, I drove 3 hours to get to PotterCon in New Jersey, and it was sold out. Oh well, time to drink on the beach with a buddy. But then, a few hours later, this place forgot that I am Randy freaking Chavez, and I snuck in. It was fantastic. Also on this day, 9 years ago, I had to go digging in a porta potty, and it was one of the worst experiences. It was funny, but it was also anyway. By 2020, oh wait, what? By 2022, analysts estimated that AirPods revenue crossed $20 billion per year. If AirPods were a standalone company, they'd be in the Fortune 500. That is bananas. Congressman William Timmons requests that all documents relating to the SEC's inconsistent treatment of ETH under Chair Gensler and the Biden administration. Good. Heck them up. Shout out to Ace Rig Move that says watching live stream from Kemimon Supply Base via Starlink. Shout out to him. What do we got here? Oh, I don't know if that's real. VeVe Digital Collectible says big thrills, big laughs, big surprises. Summer starts with a bang as Kevin Smith makes his triumphant return to Marvel with a Spider-Man story that will have your heart beating in overdrive and your sides hurting from how much you're laughing. As if that wasn't enough, Al Ewing and Mark Buckingham spin a decade-spanning adventure with Spider-Man and some of his best friends. Sorry, I was about to shut up. And if that wasn't crazy enough, Chip Zdarsky and Cafu introduce a brand new character who will play a big role in the future of Marvel Comics. Don't miss it. Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man #1. Oh God, my voice is available to collect and read on VeVe Comics. That is today. Cool. daCAT token is #1 on Memezilla. Again, there's #1 on ticker trending before. Gotta love that. Gotta love them all. I need some vitamins. 1.5 trillion Shiro was burned in the Flaming Cheeto event. Congrats to everyone recovering the $8 million market cap. Next burn is at 8.5 million. The Shiro community is as strong as ever. Can't wait to reveal some of the things Shiro's has up of his sleeves. Yeah, they were up like 16% at some point. It was great. Aw. It was me and my friend Lida's dog, Alex. I freaking love that doggo. He was so cute. This meme that says barber school length 1,500 hours, police academy length 840 hours, and then the meme is me being able to transport live missiles because of some BS online course. Yeah, dude, the stuff that I was able to do with next to no training was wild. Again, being able to transport live missiles and explosives and straight up bombs because I clicked through a computer-based training is diabolical. So yeah, military, yeah. Anyway, move on. Shall we? BlackRock has bought $336.7 million worth of Bitcoin. That is absolutely insane. Here is me getting the. I'm dousing the formerly radio in sanitizer because it was in a porta potty. So again, Chavez in 2016 in Kuwait. I remember this like it was just yesterday. You know, it's so strange when you're over there, all you want to do is come back home, sit in a recline chair with a 6-pack and a stuffed crust pizza, meat lovers from Pizza Hut, right? And then as soon as you're back stateside, like 2, maybe 3 days after you're stateside, is like, I want to go back. And you want to go back to being deployed. I know. Why would you want to do that? I can't explain it. Only people that have done it will get it. Anyway, let's move on. On this day, 4 years ago, most of my playlists, and still hasn't changed, is mid-2000s punk rock, emo, and pop punk. And again, it hasn't changed. Where's some of this crypto? I feel like there should be more crypto news here. China taps 1.5 trillion fund to boost home market support. So China plans to print another 1.5 trillion to stimulate their economy. And BlackRock bought $80.6 million in Ethereum, bullish for ETH. Digital Monkey says, since Stacker World dropped, I've been able to stack these 2 OG grails on VeVe. Todd Batman and Superman. Good for him. Oh God, where am I? That was it. All right, and then there's today's news that I could go over, but I have been going on for an hour, 15 minutes. Shout out to 339 people that are here. I'm going to drink this until I'm not hungry anymore, but I am very hungry because I'm fat and I don't need it. Okay, let's go to, there's a bunch of stuff we'll have to save for tomorrow because, again, I'm already at an hour 50. And I have a space that I have to go on to for Nobu. Okay. But let's go to Twitter real quick and let's see what people are talking about. Senator Rand Paul says, I've been uninvited from the White House picnic. Oh, from my office. And, it's kind of a great time of the year in the summer. My family comes up. My son and daughter-in-law and grandson are coming up because we were going to the White House picnic. But I've just been told that I've been uninvited from the picnic. I think I'm the first senator in the history of the United States to be uninvited to the White House picnic. The White House is owned by the taxpayers. We're all members of it. Every Democrat will be invited. Every Republican will be invited. But I'll be the only one disallowed to come on the grounds of the White House. I find this incredibly petty. The fudge. I stand with Rand. I still stand with Rand. I still love him. For your information. Yep. Give me one sec. Voodoo. Yeah, I can average at 0.2 because of the and the meow. Meow. Been grinding. Yep. Okay, cool beans. Secret safe food. Okay, let's go back to Digital Vibes. Says, does the VeVe fam remember a time when VeVe Official had animated, sound, and interactive tags for collectibles on the app? I do. I understand that past articles weren't always consistent in mentioning these tags, but completely removing them from the app isn't the solution. Oh, they did? Removing tags creates confusion, devalues collectibles, and forces collectors to search off app for old articles to determine their value. Even then, past and current articles aren't 100% accurate. These tags are crucial because they highlight a key advantage of digital collecting over physical and even other static or digital collectibles. On PC, collecting appears static without 3D viewing or tags to indicate otherwise. There's no direct link on the store or drop page to relevant articles, and old new articles lack consistent details about animations or sound. On the VeVe phone app, to determine if a collectible is animated, you need to navigate the collectible tab, view in 3D, wait for it to load, and interact with it. And even then, some collectibles only animate when specific areas are tapped, make it easy to miss that they're animated at all. I love VeVe, and that's why I'm giving this feedback. Many of our standout collectibles lack clear pre-purchase information on the app to highlight what makes them special. My goal is to have VeVe clearly and simply show the great features with tags or something else of every collectible so that both new and experienced collectors are empowered to make well-informed purchasing and collecting decisions. We empower you to make informed decisions about your companion's healthcare. That is something that I had to memorize 18 years ago, and I still remember it. Live stream on VeVe, yeah, both tags. Yeah, so for Wolverine, it has animated and sound, but now it doesn't have anything. Yeah, why'd they do that? And they do, for Iron Man, Miles Morales, this thing, and then this green car. I would have said it was the Aventador, but it is the SVJ Roadster. So yeah, I agree 100%. Agreed. Okay, 100%. That is constructive feedback. I don't know why it's saying that I'm not able to do that. Fudge. Secret safe. Okay. Pablo Ciro, love the dude. Good morning, brave Sandy Carter. Happy birthday, Sandy Carter. Good for her. She was just on the podcast. She's awesome. Who's in spaces right now? Someone. All right, cool beans. Sir Shilslot says, good evening, KuCoin from the Paw. Oh, dude, Paw Chain sounds really dope. Paw Chain's layer 3 is gas free. You know that Paw Chain uses a simple fee structure, so you always know how much you're paying and what you're paying for. Again, never for gas. It's definitely time for you to schedule. Yeah, so Paw Chain seems really cool. I couldn't explain what they do right now. I've heard the pitch a couple of times. I think it's just being able to go in and trade one thing for another, even if it's on a different chain. They have like 26 chains or something. Again, it seems really cool. I don't have any. I don't know if Paw Chain has a thing, but it does seem pretty cool. Oh, dude. Oh, dude, not cool. Senator Howley says, if you burn the flag, how about a nice jail cell? All right, so this is something that I don't. Let me read this first. Said the flag means something to Americans. If you think that you could just burn it and get away with it, it's time that we disabuse them of that notion. The other things I'd say, Jesse, is if these protesters want to have a place to protest, how about a nice jail cell? That's from Senator Hawley. I vaguely know who that is. I think burning the flag is despicable. I think the person that's doing it is either doesn't really know what. I think it's disrespectful, don't know what it means, but that does fall under a First Amendment right. And that's part of what me and everybody else that signed up to the military served for, is to protect that First Amendment right. So yeah, if you burn the flag, I think you're either horrendously misguided or you're just a dumb person. But again, they have that right to do that. That right is not something I agree with. I mean, I agree they have the right to do it. The action of doing that, again, I think is horrible. But I again, as a veteran, that is part of free speech, and that's part of what we serve for. And so they should have that right. I think that people should flick boogers at them, but again, they have the right. I feel like flicking boogers is probably like a biohazard. Don't do that. It's like chemical warfare. Very nice. Disassociation, Crypto Town. I don't know what that is. Ari's cool. I went over that. Secretary Lutnick says, I told China, you want to stop fentanyl, just stop it like you did magnets. Oh, that's what we said to him. I said, you want to stop fentanyl, just stop it the way you did magnets. You don't want to stop it, you can pay your 20%. So they're staying at 30%. Donald Trump in the first term put 25% on. That's where they are, right? They charge us 10%. I thought it was 55%. Anyway, so we're in an excellent place, making huge amounts of money, doing things correctly with China, reducing the trade deficit. Cointelegraph says, latest PayPal announces plans to bring its PYUSD stablecoin to the Stellar network, offering an additional option to Ethereum and Solana. Interesting. Someone's talking about MCDC. I feel like, is that the McDonald's like knockoff? Where is the MCDC? MCDC? Yeah, it's called McDonald's coin, and it's down 82%. With 11 million in volume. What the fudge? Okay, so it's 14 hours old. All right, hold on here. I was at 14 hours old, but I can only get. Yeah, it's weird, and that's on the 15-minute thing. I don't know how it says 14 hours old when it only shows me 2-hour blocks. I guess it was sniped up again, down 82%, and this is not a legit McDonald's coin, obviously. Yeah, that is unless it's all right. MCDC. Hold on, maybe I picked the wrong one. Okay, there's a bunch of these things. This is why most meme coins are stupid. Say most. Again, most meme coins are stupid. Again, there's a lot of those. Anyway, what's DEVVE at? All right, DEVVE is at 52 cents. And Definity, I think, is at 3 cents. I'm waiting for something to go crazy up or down so I can buy or sell. Spontaneous, flash mobs, strange. Okay, I will go over a couple of these things from today. Casual says, VeVe X Marvel Comics product suggestion. Artist comic bundles, a pack of 5 variants from one artist, priced $30 to $50. These could be older, less popular books. These bundles could be used to spotlight artists. Mr. MC1 says it's a brilliant idea. This is how music labels and companies repackaged older music and made a fortune. The repackaged music in various combinations are bundled with innovative packaging and merch, made billions beyond the initial launch of the artist's own record. That's really cool. That's very cool. DEVVE Exchange says we didn't pivot into real-world assets. We designed for them. Since day one, we've engineered a system where institutions, governments, and users can transact at scale with instant finality and full control. That time has come, our time. DEVVE says the next era of crypto isn't about meme coins. It's about infrastructure. It's regulated, tokenized, real-world assets. It's about settlement without counterparty risk that institutions can actually use. That's exactly what we've built. We have a decent head start. Not fair, we know. Watcher Guru says President Trump says a court rule that the U.S. can use tariffs to protect itself against other countries. That's amazing. And yeah, I talked about that deal today, and he said 55% tariffs. I feel like they've backtracked on that. I went over CPI, idea, work with VeVe. 1 second, let me make sure. Oh, maybe I didn't go over this. Oh, no, yeah, I did. All right, so scientists find black sarcophagi in Antarctica, and everyone's freaking out. So a team from the US, China, Russia, and India, they just found 4 creepy-looking black sarcophagi in Antarctica, and inside one was a hot metal cylinder covered in weird markings that looked straight out of a sci-fi movie. Some scientists think it might be alien tech or even a shield to block signals from Earth, but they put it all back when they found it because honestly, no one wants to be the guy who triggers the apocalypse. Source was Daily Galaxy. Bambi, that is, is that? I know it's Orange Bag Lady's friend, maybe her sister. Says exciting. We gift just received. VeVe Collectibles has sent out a gift to her. I don't know what it is, and she has a little white cat. Oh, that's adorable. Went over that. Liquidate. Oh, please don't sell your house, my guy. You know, maybe he should. It's the first one here. Glad you're just starting. Well, I've been live for about 2 hours now. So, and I got tomorrow. And yeah, I got that Nobu space that I have to get on. Web3 Wednesday, DJ now. Oh no, that is not Nobu. That's Tom Bibian. Where's this one? Money Talks. Okay, nope, that's not him. Maybe he's not starting until 11, which is fine by me because I have to. Yeah, because I have to write the rest of that comic pack. But what is Web3 Wednesday all about? There's too many speakers on already. Tulsa Gabbard says Trump stepped in while paid protesters wrecked our streets. Bottom line is they don't care about the American people. They don't even care about the people that they're claiming to protest for. So many of them are paid protesters. This thing is being orchestrated, obviously, in many ways. And ultimately, President Trump is the one who took action to keep the American people safe, to try and bring back peace to the streets that these rioters are destroying. Have you seen Club Shay Shay interview with Cat Williams? It's fire. I have not. Shady Nasties? Shadynasties. I have not, but I'm interested. I'm very interested. Send me the link, and I will. You know, I could just look it up. But yeah, I have. Shoot, yeah, I have some other stuff to do. Again, I have to finish that Penguins comic. I have to call the guy and confirm we have that deal for the other comic that I'm doing, and then I have the Nobu space, and then yeah, I have a call tomorrow. Then the stream. Okay, we got this. We got this. All right, gents. I love y'all. Take care. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. My voice isn't that horrible today. Bye. Meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow.